Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of The Corner Store. It's your boy Joe Cadet, and we're going back to the NFL predictions, NFL preview. Now we're gonna do the NFC preview, and I'm with Andrew.
Yep.
He's back, and let's get right to it. The biggest story of the AFC was the Patriots not having Tom Brady. The biggest story of the NFC is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers acquiring Tom Brady. I believe it was a 2-year contract they got. And Tom Brady, along with Rob Gronkowski, is now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I had an episode about this before. I said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there really isn't no glaring weakness for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, Andrew, my question to you is, will we see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55?
No.
And why is that?
It's because, I feel like they addressed all the skill positions. They already had a good defense, but the thing that wins you games is your O-line.
But they also addressed that in the draft.
They drafted a rookie.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like because the Patriots do the same thing.
I just feel like not everybody coming out of college turns out to be Quentin Wilson.
Yeah, but Isaiah Wynn was a rookie last year. He was pretty good. He was hurt. He was hurt actually, and then that made the Patriots offensive line a little worse, to be honest.
I just feel like
Shaq Mason's another one.
I just feel like their O-line is their weak. And against teams like the 49ers, those teams have dominant defensive guys on the line.
I don't know. I feel like every area, because also the O-line has Tom Brady, which means that Tom Brady is going to put them in the right spots to block effectively.
Yeah.
You also have to understand about Tom Brady. Understands his arm strength is not there anymore, so he's not going to throw 50-yard deep balls. He's going to just do 1, 2, 3 in and out routes.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
there's no end, or there's no ends who are going to get there in 1.5 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but look at Aaron Donald. I mean, you're gonna have an episode about this, but in Hard Knocks, Jared Goff said, "I've never done a live run with Aaron Donald, but shoot, he comes to the quarterback fast."
That's true, but then once again, you could schematically take people like Aaron Donald out the game, yeah. and the way Tom Brady, the reason why Tom Brady is such he's the GOAT is because he literally does it, I don't want to say does it himself, but he literally finds ways to make sure that the linemen don't have that much of a presence. I don't want to say he does that a lot, but he does that most of the time.
Yeah. Especially
last year with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills, I believe they went 2-0 against the Bills.
Yeah.
And the Bills' defensive line was great. They had Jerry Hughes. They had I believe Shaq Lawson. They had players like that, dominant players. I believe players better than their offensive line, but yet Tom Brady was able to go 2-0 against them.
Yeah.
See what I mean? But
I know what you mean, but I just feel like the team, it's like the team they had 2008. Like the team Tom Brady had 2008. Even though they went undefeated in the regular season, when it all counted, they fell apart.
They didn't fall apart. The Giants real life, put them in a body bag and jumped on them. That's what really happened.
Nope.
However, I'm not gonna say they fell apart. The Giants had a great game plan. You bump and run the dumb receivers to make sure that the timing is off, and then you just have the rushers rush at them. Yeah. It was times where Tom Brady he did his patented pump fake, and then he used to get somewhere. To get to, let's say, a Randy Moss. Randy Moss wasn't open, and he had to reload, and then that's when the rush came.
Yeah.
You see? But
teams can do that still now. There's nothing stopping them from.
I know, but I'm saying I believe on paper the Bucks have the best team in the NFL on paper, but games aren't won on paper.
Yeah,
games are won in between the hashes, in between the solid white lines. Do I think the Bucks are gonna make the play? Do I think the Bucks are gonna make the Super Bowl? I don't think so either. I think there are a couple teams who could beat the Bucks. I believe the Seahawks could beat the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the 49ers. I still think the 49ers are the best overall team in the NFC. You can't take that away from them. They are the defending NFC champions. And I also believe that on a given day, the Rams could beat the Bucks, to be honest. Because the Rams, it goes back to one of the biggest things with Tom Brady is it has to deal with the offensive line, but I feel like it's more Tom Brady and how quarterbacks like Tom Brady are. You need D tackles to create pressure to the middle of the quarterback pocket, because the quickest way to get to the quarterback is up the middle.
That's how the Titans beat them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So having D tackles, you have Aaron Donald. He could be put in anywhere. You have Michael Brocker. You have Fowler. You have other players, other defensive D tackles or edge rushers on the Rams who could cause Tom Brady trouble. Plus, you have Jalen Ramsey on the outside. Mm-hmm. You can just have him on an island and just say, man up with this guy, and then have everybody else schematically beat him. Now, the question for the Rams is how is Jared Goff going to do?
Yeah.
That's a question for the Rams. But I believe those three teams, and it's funny how three of them are from the West.
Yeah.
3 of them from the West, which basically, I just want to say, it's gonna come to our next topic. But I just want to say, the Bucks. I believe the Bucks are gonna make the playoffs this season.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Bucks in this first season will be the best team in the NFC. It's hard to say that because there really is no weakness. Like Shaq Barrett is one of the best rushers in the game. I still love Jason Pierre-Paul rushing the passer. You have Ndamukong Suh. You have Levante Davis. But the question is the corners. Is Carlton Davis going to step up? People like that. Yeah. But the Bucks are going to be good. But let's talk about the AFC West. I already mentioned 3 teams who could be the Bucks' downfall in the Seahawks, the Rams, and the 49ers. But one of the reasons why Andrew wanted to do this podcast with me is to talk about the other team in the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals. Yep. So Andrew, I'm not even going to ask you a question. Just make a pitch about the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, he's going to have an MVP season this year. That's what I believe. Their defense got way better. I know that was their issue last year, but they got a guy that can play everywhere on the field. Isaiah Simmons. To me, other than Chase Young, he's the best defensive player that came out the draft. So you have him on the defense. They drafted a D tackle. They drafted a D tackle out of Utah. Utah's defense last year was pretty good. Their offense, Kyler Murray, dual threat, obviously. He can run, pass the ball. And they brought DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best receiver in the league. That spells playoffs to me. I don't know what anybody else is saying.
So my thing is with the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think the NFC, I keep saying the NFC, the NFC West will be the toughest division in the NFL this year. Mm-hmm. Now with the whole playoff situation, adding a seventh team to the playoffs, you could have 4 teams in your division make the playoffs.
Yep.
The big thing with the Cardinals this year, because I don't think the Cardinals are better than the Rams. I don't think the Cardinals are better than the Seahawks. I don't think the Cardinals are better than the 49ers. And the biggest thing going for the Cardinals is their conference games.
Yeah.
Can they beat other people within the NFC to make that final playoff spot? Because that's the spot that they're gonna have.
Well, they beat the Seahawks last year. They were this close to Super Bowl champs. Like they almost beat the champs, and well, the NFC champs, not Super Bowl champs, because you know what happened. But and the Rams, even though they got blown out in those games, like they're like the best player on the team played well in those games. I'm not gonna say the first one because Kyler Murray he was looking a little iffy in those games, but you know it happens if you're a rookie.
So I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Cardinals are gonna play the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
That
should be easy.
So that's the Giants, the Washington football team, the Cowboys, and the Eagles.
That should be
easy. They play. They're gonna go at least 2-2 or 1-3 in them because I don't think they're gonna beat the Cowboys. I don't think they're gonna beat the Eagles. You know me, I'm always on the Giants, so I have them 1-3. We have them playing the Panthers. That's gonna be a tough matchup, but we don't know the Panthers right now.
Yeah,
we don't know the
Panthers are like one of the most like
mystery team. They could be really good this season, or they could just it could just be a rebuilding season for the Panthers. But we don't know that. I think we'll find out after the first month. They also play the Lions. The Lions were a good team last year, barring injury. Matthew Stafford got hurt. Other injuries on defense happened, and they were. I think they finished the season 7-9, or 7-8-1 because they had the tie against the Cardinals.
Yeah, but look at this. So Kyler Murray was a rookie last year, first game ever in the NFL, tied them.
Hey man, I you're right
against
about
a
that.
really good defensive team. Tied them. Even though it's not a W, but they just needed if Kyler Murray was probably a second-year player, he's winning that game because he came flat in that game and then ended the game with a boom.
I think it was just one of those things where you know it's your first time seeing an opponent and then you don't understand how dominant that opponent can be, and then the Lions got. That's basically what it is because the Lions are up by I think 2 touchdowns with about 10 minutes left in the game, then they sold.
And the Cardinals have that big playability that the Chiefs have.
I'm not gonna go that far yet.
They have that big playability that the Chiefs have.
I'm not gonna go that far yet.
They definitely do.
But we have that they're going against us. I think they have a losing record in their division. So 6 games in the division, I think they go about 3-3, 2-3, and they're 2-4 in the division. Right? So that's already 4 losses. I said that they're at least 2-2 in the NFC South and against the NFC East. They have the Lions, they have the Panthers. Those are you know regular NFC games. They have a chance to win both.
They played
and then they play the AFC East. They could beat the Jets. They could beat the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Patriots. I don't know about. So it's gonna be a tough season for the Cardinals. I'm gonna leave my predictions for the end. I think the Cardinals will have a good season. I think we'll see strides and progressions of Kyler Murray becoming and star quarterback. I don't want to say the word elite because elite is a very big word to say because I only think there's only I think there's only 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL nowadays today. Mahomes, Wilson, and Brady. My boy A-Rod is, I'm not gonna put him in that list right no more.
I mean,
I'm not gonna put him in that list.
I don't know. I don't know what to say because
Mahomes, Wilson, and Brady.
Even though Aaron Rodgers, he didn't really like show himself like last year, but
he's still that guy.
He's still that guy.
He's still that guy. It's just that it's just different. Like for the first time, like I said, I always go back to this when watching the divisional game between the Packers and the Seahawks. For the first time ever, it came out my mouth. I said, "Wow, Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL." And for 10 years, I've been saying Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL because that guy's a bad man. But for me saying that, that's big. So I know, my body knows. And I try to stop myself too when I said that Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL. I try to stop myself. So me saying that, I'm seeing the downside of Aaron Rodgers and his career. Maybe Matt LaFleur is seeing that too. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the whole Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers fiasco.
Well,
I personally don't think it's a big deal because I think they need to start worrying about the future. Aaron Rodgers I believe Aaron doesn't even know how much years he has left. He's 36 years old. He's going to end off the season 37 years old.
Mm-hmm. He signed a contract extension.
Last year, 2 years ago, about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be his last contract. But that's me personally. So why don't you start grooming a quarterback now? Because you don't know what the future. You don't know how the future is going to be. You don't know how many good to great quarterbacks that are going to be that they're going to have in the NFL or in the college football. Why don't you just groom the quarterback right now? But now we live in a day and age where you get a quarterback in the first round, they have to play.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an immediate thing. I think Aaron Rodgers, especially Aaron Rodgers, he's the type of guy. If he knows he still got it, he's gonna make sure that he tells you he still got it.
Yeah.
And then he has weapons too. That's another thing. They have weapons in Green Bay. Devontae Adams. They have Aaron Jones. They have Jamal Williams. They have players like that already. They have Alan Lazard, Geronimo Allison, players that Rodgers is comfortable with. You don't need another big time receiver. Especially in the NFL, you don't need another big time receiver. Look at Tom Brady. What did Tom Brady do? He was doing things with nothing, making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Jordan Love thing isn't really that big of a deal because it happened. That's how Aaron Rodgers came to the league.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And the thing with not grooming quarterbacks,
mm-hmm.
I just feel like that's like a media thing because. Like, if you sit out and in football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything, like when you come the next year, everything you're gonna know already.
Exactly.
You're gonna know everything already. Like, look at a high school quarterback, right? So you sit out your junior year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sit out your junior year. You let the senior play, and then you come your senior year, and then you go off.
But I guess the thing is, it's a job, and like you see your replacement right behind you or something like that. But I'm not. Also, I'm a big believer now in the way you came in is the way you're coming out.
Mm-hmm.
A prime example of that is Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner had the Giants 5-3, but Tom Coughlin said, "Hey, Eli is the guy. He's going to be the guy for the future, so we're just going to put him in, and we're going to waste the season and put him in." Same thing that happened to Eli, the way he came out. The Giants are 0-2. I personally don't feel like Eli had any bad game against the Cowboys or the Bills. Almost led the Giants back against the Bills. But the same way, like, oh, we have a guy in Daniel Jones that we believe in. It's time for you to get up on out of here. Basically,
I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like I feel like that's what Bob McAdoo should have done with I don't know who they got the year that they fired him, but
we didn't have nobody.
No, I mean they
drafted. We had Davis Webb. Davis Webb.
Yeah, Davis Webb.
But nah, he wasn't. Yeah, that's why he got fired anyway. Because I feel like he put Geno Smith instead of Davis Webb. If he put Davis Webb, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, it would have made more sense. But he put Geno.
Right.
But you guys let him go. That guy that you guys let go.
Ben McAdoo, I had a conversation with Davis Webb before, and he said that he's a young Mike McCarthy. Hey, he's the tight ends coach for the Jaguars right now. So let's see if he gets moved up or whatnot. But
whatever team gets him is gonna be.
We'll see, man. I liked him. Don't he just made a mortal sin. He made a mortal sin. He benched my guy. First of all, the guy had no receivers to throw the ball to. He was throwing the ball to the tight ends. But hey, we're getting off track because I could go on and on about the Giants. Let's talk. Speaking about the Giants, though, let's talk about a team in their division. The team that's always talked about, the most popular team the most popular team in American sports, actually in sports. Via Forbes, or I don't want to say popular, but more, let's say valuable, the most valuable team in sports, the Dallas Cowboys. What do you expect from the Cowboys? How do you think the Dak Prescott contract fiasco is gonna play into the season? And do you even think the Cowboys are a good team?
I think they're a good team, a really good team. They got CeeDee Lamb in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They signed Amari Cooper, and they just signed Everson Griffin, he's a really good inside guy, and yeah.
My big thing,
I just feel like the Cowboys, they're not really like mentally tough. Like their team is not really mentally tough because they're getting all this media coverage. And last year they were a really good team. That's a team that could have made the playoffs, but you have like all like these spotlights on you. Like sometimes you just want to relax. Because the last time the Cowboys made the playoffs, nobody expected Dak Prescott to have that year.
I agree with you. However, for me, being like, I guess, in tune with the NFC East for so long, you understand, even if they're not your team, you understand their tendencies. So like for me, I understand the Eagle tendencies. I understand the Washington football team tendencies. I also understand the Cowboys tendencies. And when the Cowboys are more front runners. And this is during the Wade Phillip days. This is during the Bill Parcells days. And then this is during the Garrett days. When the division is tight, when the division is close, I don't expect the Cowboys to win. Out of all the teams in my division, I actually expect the Eagles to make it out when the division is close. The Eagles, I guess it also comes with the city, but I don't know Dallas like that. I know Philly. We know Philly is to be more hard-nosed. They're in your face. The fans want you fired if you do something wrong one day. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Dallas, just because, and then it also goes back, this also kind of goes to Jerry Jones. And then we can talk about, I'm going to put my team in this. Not the Giants, the Knicks. They're the most valuable franchise.
Yeah.
because it's so popular and so like in your face every day. Like there's gonna be about 10 primetime Dallas Cowboy games this season. You're just satisfied that your team is always on, the major media outlets. I talk about the Cowboys a lot, most of the time. You're just happy about that, not happy about the wins.
Yeah.
So maybe they are actually like happy with mediocrity,
I know what you mean. I just feel like the Cowboy, like, if like you put all that pressure on the Cowboys, they're not gonna be good.
They're not. Like
I feel
week 16. Week 16 is a prime example. Week 16, they had a prime chance to win against the Eagles. The Eagles had no starting receivers. I believe
running.
Miles Sanders wasn't playing in that game.
He got injured the week before.
So it was meant for the Cowboys to win. However, things that are meant, the best thing about football is the things that seem obvious aren't obvious, because and it's funny because we've seen the Cowboys do that the prior season to the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
A game where the Saints should have blown the Cowboys out the water. The Cowboys went in that Thursday night and beat down the Saints and basically, in my opinion, ended the Saints' Super Bowl run. In terms of like, they got exposed. They are not unbeatable as people thought they were.
I mean, that was early in the season too.
No. I'm talking about the season before when they played them Thursday night.
Yeah, that was
towards the end of the season.
Was it?
Yeah, it was towards the end of the season.
I thought they broke their thing. So like the Saints were on the streak.
Yeah.
And then they broke it, but they weren't on like a 10 game.
But if you look at it after that game,
mm-hmm.
the Saints went from like averaging this amount of points or whatnot yards to like going down. Like they even had trouble against the Bucks, their last game of the season.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Man, well, the Cowboys, man.
Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are gonna be good. Do I think the Cowboys are gonna? I never have a problem with the Cowboys winning my division. I have a problem with the Eagles doing that. But that's a story for another day. And I think the Cowboys are good.
I think they win the division.
You think the Cowboys win the division?
Yeah. Even though they, mm-hmm. they're probably not gonna be. They're probably gonna have like a low record, because that division always coming out with teams that have low records.
That's true.
I feel like they're gonna be like I think like maybe tops 10-6.
Okay. I think that's a good record. But now let's. I talked about the Saints. I previewed the Saints. Let's go back to the NFC South and talk about the Saints. So we talked about Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, and them being basically on paper the best team in the NFL. The Saints, they have Alvin Kamara, they have Michael Thomas, they have Emmanuel Sanders now, they have defensively, they have Marcus Lattimore, they have Marcus Williams, they have basically it's Ohio State 2.0, along with Cameron Jordan. Can the Saints be better than? Well, no. That's a bad question to ask. Can the Saints be the one to take out the Bucks?
Yes, because Drew Brees, I don't know, but like when it comes to big games, he's always there. He's always gonna come in big games.
In the dome, I'm gonna say in the dome. In the dome, he's nice, but outside. The stats might not say it. This is why I'm not a stat guy. The stats might not say Drew Brees has trouble, and even the past couple of years you can see it. The stats does not say that Drew Brees has trouble outside, but if you watch him play in the dome versus outside, there is a significant difference. Last year, a prime example of this, they played the Titans week 16. I guess it's him coming off the injury, but you can't say it, you can't really blame it on the injury because they played the 49ers a week or two before, he was going off. He was matching point for point with Garoppolo, going off. And this is right after he comes back from the thumb injury. But then he goes to Nashville, outdoors, a little cold, a little frigid, and he's having trouble taking out Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, the Titans is not just Ryan Tannehill. It's more the Titans.
The Titans is not Ryan Tannehill. This is the thing. Drew Brees, he's an all-time great. I gotta give him all that stuff, but he is not like me. For me, he's not on that level as a Peyton and a Tom or even Aaron Rodgers, because it's just so many times where he doesn't make deep play. Like, he puts the numbers up, like, oh yeah, I had these great numbers, but when it's time to shut him down, especially outdoor in the dome, he could do it. In the dome, he could do it. That's why whenever the Giants play, whenever I see the Giants and the Saints, whenever I see the Saints on the Giants schedule, my only question is that the dome or out or in MetLife? If it's at the dome, I know we're losing. If it's at MetLife, we have a chance. We're gonna come out with the win.
I mean, I just feel like the Saints, with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, best receiver in the game, and adding Emmanuel Sanders,
second best receiver in the game. No. You can't be disrespecting my boy Julio Jones.
No. Best receiver in the game, offensive player of the year. He's still on the top right now. What I was gonna say? Oh yeah, Alvin Kamara about to sign a new deal. Even people thought they were gonna trade him.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's about to sign a new deal. So I feel like now he has, because last year he was about battling injury and stuff, but now he's fully healthy. He's gonna have a new contract. He's gonna get the monkey off his back, and I feel like we're gonna see Alvin Kamara basically take the load off Drew Brees, because I feel like Alvin Kamara, he's that good. He's that good of a back to do stuff like that.
I don't know. I really don't think the Saints trust him as the back. Maybe like he's getting like, okay, so like 100%, right? 100%. He gets 75% of the carries. Mainly like the way that they operate on offense is a lot of swing passes, screens, putting him out wide. Yeah. So that's what I mean by carries. But when it comes to like running the ball, I need a 4-minute drill. I'm gonna have Alvin Kamara in the backfield all the time. That's not gonna be the case.
I feel like Alvin Kamara, he can play every type of back.
That's true. I believe that too.
He can run between the tackles. He can catch. He's a really good catcher. But I just feel like Alvin Kamara, he's just that guy.
But I don't believe the Saints believe him to be a Christian McCaffrey. That's me. That's just me. I don't believe the Saints can think that he's a Christian McCaffrey or Saquon or Zeke. I think he's in that he needs times off. He needs the time off. I don't know if it's for his body, if he doesn't look like he's ever tired on the field. Me personally, I don't see that from him, but I don't think Sean Payton thinks that.
I mean, well, we haven't really gotten to see Alvin Kamara at like full strength, because last year he was playing with like a meniscus tear.
Hey man, if you're on the field, you're 100%. That's how it goes. If you're on the field, you're 100%.
You know that's not true.
Oh my gosh.
You know that's not true.
Hey, so I guess now is there any other stories you want to talk about? Because I feel like the thing with the NFC is that the NFC is so packed, but everybody in the NFC has stories put together. So the Saints and the Pack and the Bucks, their stories put together. You have we can keep going on divisions. You have Panthers and the Falcons, they're kind of different, but they're packed together.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but talking about the Falcons, I want to say this.
We can do it right now. We can do the 30 seconds for each division right now if you want. Let's get it. 30 seconds for each division. We're gonna start.
Right.
Might get the timer on. We're gonna start off with the NFC South.
All right.
So you want to go?
I'll go first.
Angie goes first. We're doing the NFC South, and starting now.
NFC South. All right, let's go. So the NFC South, obviously, they got new kid on the block, Tom Brady. Let's see if he's gonna be the top quarterback in that division.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so the Falcons. I want to talk about the Falcons the most because we already talked about the Saints, but the Falcons. I feel like this is Matt Ryan's last couple of years as the quarterback of the Falcons. Now you can.
That's bold. Like I said, I basically started off the segment anyway. Every team, the class of the division, the Saints and the Bucks. The Falcons are there, but they're not really there yet, and the Panthers could either be there or just be trying to rebuild. That's really what's going on in the NFC South. I hope it's interesting, but it's just the Bucks and the Saints. Now we have now it's gonna be one of your favorite divisions, the NFC North. How is that gonna go?
Well, the North, okay, so the Packers, I feel like the Packers are still like the class.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just feel like, he always criticizes me about this, but Mitchell Trubisky is that guy. Even though a lot of you guys don't see it, but like last year he was injured. He injured his shoulder on his throwing arm. So Mitch is gonna surprise everybody this year. Bank on that.
I think when it comes to the NFC North, they have the second division-wise averaged out. They have the second best division. They have the second best. They're the second best division they're the second best defense per division. I still think it's the Packers division to lose. I'm interested to see how the Vikings play now that Adam Thielen is the guy, and I'm big on Justin Jefferson. Dalvin Cook. I think the Vikings do make the playoffs, so I think it's between the Packers and the Vikings. The Lions are coming up soon. I think the Lions might have a chance. The Bears. The question is Mitchell Trubisky. That's the question. So now we're gonna talk about the NFC East. What do you think?
All right. So the NFC East. Well, I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, I feel like the Washington football team, I almost got caught.
Yeah.
The Washington football team is going to have a top 2 defense.
In the NFL?
Yes. A top 2 defense. They got 2 very, very good young guys. That's all I got to say about the NFC East.
Well, the NFC East, I think the Giants are going to have a great season. I personally... And it doesn't mean that we make the playoffs, but their season their season this year is gonna set the tone for the next decade with Joe Judge. I believe in Joe Judge. The Eagles are trying. The Eagles have a quarterback problem. That's simple. Carson Wentz is not healthy. They drafted Jalen Hurts, and I think the only team, and then the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a quarterback problem in themselves because they're not trying to give Dak Prescott his money. So the NFC East is up in the air. There's no clear-cut winner in the NFC East. But if I'm a betting man, I'll bet on my boys to win the NFC East. That's just me. And then now, lastly, let's talk about the NFC West. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but let's just do it. 30 seconds, Andrew.
Okay, so I'm going to go in order of the division, right? Well, what I think is going to come out to this year. So, Seahawks, number 1. Number 2, Cardinals. Number 3, 49ers. And number 4, Rams. And I feel like the Rams, The Rams are the worst team in that division. I just feel like the Rams are the worst team because I don't really believe in Jared Goff like that, and they lost Todd Gurley. They don't really have a good running back, so I just feel like the Rams are the worst team out of that division.
I think that division is probably the only division in football who could have realistically all 4 teams make the playoffs this year. I think the class of that division is the Seahawks because at the end of the day, the Seahawks have the best quarterback in that division in Russell Wilson. I love Jimmy G. I love Jared Goff. I love Kyler, but they do not match up with Russell Wilson. That's it at the end of the day. And that was all 4 divisions. And I guess the last segment before we leave here today is the playoffs. Who do we have making the playoffs this season? So I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll go first. So this is basically in order. I think the team with the best record this season in the NFC will be, drumroll please, the Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers are gonna have the best record. They'll be the number 1 seed. The only tough games, I mean, they have a lot of tough games, but a few of the tough games that they have against the Chiefs, going against the Saints, going against the Bucks. Those games are gonna be tough. I believe that Aaron Rodgers is on a mission to prove to people that he is still that guy, that he is still that bad man. So that's why I think they're going to have a great record, maybe 13-3, 12-4. The defense is going to be good too. You have the Smith brothers on the edge. You have Jair Alexander. I love them. The second best team. Now this right here is tough, really tough. But I think the Bucks edge out the Saints in the NFC South to get home field advantage against the Saints practically. So I have the Packers, Bucks. Third will be the Seahawks. I have the Seahawks winning third. Fourth, do I want to be a fan or do I want to be an analyst? That's basically what my fourth comes down to. I'm going to choose to be an analyst for you guys. I have the Cowboys winning the division. The Eagles are a close second. The Giants are going to make things interesting. Washington football team, they're going to be another top 5 pick. And then what division am I missing? I had this. Oh no, other divisions. I did all the division winners. So now the fifth best team will be the Saints. After the Saints, you have the 49ers. I think the 49ers make it back to the playoffs. So that's 6. And then for the last team, there's so many teams that can make it. The Vikings, the Cardinals, the Eagles, all those teams can make it. But I think the Vikings get the 7th seed when all is said and done.
Well, I guess I'm going to go now. So, right now, number 1, I have the Seahawks, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they're the best. They're on paper, they might not be the best team, but as you said, I feel like they have the best quarterback in that conference.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the Bucks. Obviously, the Buccaneers, best team on paper. They got the GOAT. We'll see. We're gonna see if they utilize him his potential. Number 3, I got the Packers.
Yeah.
The Packers are always still gonna be the class of the division. Mm-hmm. As long as they have Aaron Rodgers, they're gonna be the best team in that division. Mm-hmm. Even though I love Mitch, I don't feel like the Bears are
Bears have a great defense though. I
don't
think it's
feel
gonna be
like-
hard for the Bears for people to score on the Bears this season.
I know, but I don't feel like that team is gonna be good enough to make the playoffs. Maybe 7-9, but shit. Number 4, I had the Cowboys. Obviously, I feel like the Cowboys are gonna win their division. I mean, there's not really the Eagles. You know, they have quarterback problems. I've been hearing in Eagles camp that Jalen Hurts is looking really, really good right now.
And that's a bad sign.
He's looking
That's a
really,
bad
really good right now.
sign.
Number 5, the Saints. The Saints, obviously, they were the class of division, but you know they got. I feel like they're gonna get overtaken by the Buccaneers. The Saints are always gonna be good as long as they have Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. They're always gonna be a top team in the conference. Number 6, 49ers. 49ers, they're still the best team until January or February now. Until February, the 49ers are always going to be the best team until a team takes it from them.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I feel like everybody knows this.
Yeah, everybody should know it.
MVP season.
You've been watching the episode.
He's gonna have an MVP season. Defense gonna be a top 15 defense. We're gonna have our receiver group is gonna be top in the league, and the only team I can be talking about is the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I have to yawn at that because I'm asleep.
Isaiah Simmons, defensive rookie of the year this year. It's either him or Chase Young, but I just feel like Isaiah Simmons, he's gonna be making most of the plays. If they play him like how they played it, like how Clemson played him in college, you know, having him be everywhere on the field, like I feel like Isaiah Simmons is a good person that you can build a defense around. Because you know all the Cardinals good guys on defense, you know, other than Budda Baker, is they're old.
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson, Chandler Jones, they're all old. Jordan Hicks, he's not that old, but he's getting up there in age right now. And I just feel like Isaiah Simmons should be the defensive captain. You know, I already talked about offense. Kyler Murray, MVP season this year. He's gonna have one of those special seasons. I feel like he's gonna be close to a 4,000 and 1,000 season. Maybe 4,800.
He's talking about Madden numbers right now.
Maybe 4,800, but Hopkins, he's gonna have 1,000 yards. Kyler Murray said at the beginning of training camp, he said, "I feel like every single receiver we have on the team can have over 1,000 yards."
You think that's gonna be true?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna be true, but it's gonna be close to true because I feel like the last person is gonna have like 750.
Wow.
750. I just feel like the Cardinals are gonna be the best passing team other than the Chiefs. That's last thing I gotta say.
Some bold stuff coming from him about the Cardinals, but guys, that's all the time we have for today. We have one more installment of I guess this will be a series of NFL season opening back, whatever. But we're gonna do our week 1 predictions, and on there I'm gonna have a special announcement. Tune back in. Me and Andrew are still here for week 1 predictions. This is the Corner Store. Joe Cadet.
Andrew Cadet.
And we out.
Yep.